and welcome back to the live morning show presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet. An exciting segment, and we'll tell you why in just a moment. Special guest, new head varsity boys basketball coach at Nash Central High School, Coach Trey Sumler, with us today. Coach, glad to have you on the show. Looking very much forward to talking to you. I know there's a different buzz around campus because of this hire. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. But funny story before we begin with you, Coach. I was talking to Robby here, and I said, let me go over some of the questions I'm going to ask Coach. And he was like, yeah. So I said, he's the all-time leading scorer at the school. And then Robby was like, how old is he? Are you 30, 29 or 30? 30. Okay, I knew I was close. And Robby's like, hold on. That's like my time.
Right there in the window.
He said, what's his name? I said, Trey Sumler. You should have seen his face. He's like, oh my gosh. So Robby, you know this guy.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time together in those 4 years at Nash Central, and I have a lot of fond memories from high school, the ones that I can remember. And the reality of it is I don't see a lot of people that I don't see a lot of people from high school and a lot of people that had the character that people like Trey had.
Yeah,
he had a lot going on.
Absolutely. He comes with many accolades. So, Coach Trey, introduce yourself to our viewers. We have a lot of people watching, and of course this interview will go across social media and Facebook and everything like that. But introduce yourself to our, tell them, about your upbringing and a little bit about your history.
As he said, my name is Trey Sumler. I grew up in this area here in Rocky Mount pretty much all my life. Went to elementary school at Bivenu. I graduated from Bivenu. I went to Hubbard my first 4 years.
Right.
Ended up going to Red Oak for my middle school years. Had a great academic and athletic career there. Finished my 8th grade year. We actually finished 24-0 in both sports. 8-0 in football and 16-0 in basketball.
Woo!
Then we went on to Nash Central, and like you said, I'm happy to be back there as a coach now. But I had many memories as a player there as well. So Coach Mosley and a couple other people helped me develop my game to get it to where I could be in a presentable position that I am now. To get a job like this, not just off of my character, but also just being real off of my playing career too. So it's gonna be a great opportunity. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with the kids. It's gonna be a great opportunity to bring something back to the community and to the school as well. But
Absolutely.
After leaving that Central, I went to Western Carolina. Played there for 4 years. Freshman of the year, all conference, different kind of things, and ended up going overseas. My career was kind of shaky overseas. It was a different kind of life, just something different than I was used to. Most people would consider it pretty successful, but to my standards, like I said, I considered it was okay. It turned out okay, but it was life after basketball too. So I could have continued that career and probably still been playing now. But like I said, it was things beyond that I looked and knew that life was going to deal me a different hand. So I might as well get started on it.
Absolutely.
And now I'm here where I'm at now. So
and we're glad to have
the lives of younger people.
Yeah.
You get to change that, man.
Yeah.
Different perspective. You get to do what Coach Mosley did for you. To a younger individual.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be part of the hard part for me, though. This is going to be the first time I'm not in control, though. So going out there and being able, it was different from telling the teammate what I thought they should do, and then being able to go out there to help them too at the same time. Now it's giving them the direction and letting them go execute it. So it's gonna be a different view and a different way of handling things. But I think I'm pretty equipped for it, and I'm ready to take on.
If we do a follow-up interview in a year or two, you might have a couple extra white hairs up there after the switch. It's a lot different than playing and feeling like you got control and putting it in the hands of some kids that they're gonna make some mistakes, and so you have to. So I want to talk a little bit. Coach Rennie Taylor stepped down down after, I believe, about 13 or 14 years of school. So obviously the void was there. Everybody was anticipating, who was going to be the next coach. There was a big vibe going around the school, Coach, that we needed to bring someone in that was young, relatable, had a great relationship, and you've talked about that with your history. Talk a little bit about the pride that you're going to bring into you're the school's all-time leading scorer. You've gone over your accolades, gone on to play collegiately and professionally as well. What do you think that's going to mean to you to come back and have that sense of pride to coach at the school that you're the all-time points leader for? That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty exciting. But like we were saying earlier, that's one thing I can't really get caught up in is myself and what I did, because those days are long gone. So it's now looking ahead and seeing what I can offer to those kids, because all those points, all those assists, those steals, and whatever rebounds, that's out the window now.
But it
like
gives you clout, as they say, in a way. In a way.
Yeah,
they're gonna listen to you.
Yeah, I can say they made me they may want to listen a little more. Okay. But you still have to show the kids on another level too, though, because
I agree.
I mean they didn't see it, so it's gonna be hard for them to respect it in a way. You're gonna hear stories and you're gonna but if you ain't see it, then a lot of times kids now they don't want to listen to it. So that's why I said a lot of my time won't be spent on what I did in my career, and because like I said, that's out of the window now. But I mean, I think it's going to give me a greater knowledge and a little bit better help of looking inside and being able to figure things out as far as strategy and just knowing the game, because I've been there before. But yeah.
Now, Coach, let me ask you this, because like you say, there was a process. It was a couple of months between Coach Taylor stepping down and your hire. Can you take us inside the process at all? Like, did you see yourself getting into coaching? Like, what can you tell us about the process, how it was offered? I mean, I know you can't go into every detail, kind of say, but, did you see 6 months from now where you seeing yourself, I want to get into coaching? Or how did this kind of come up overall for you? What can you tell us about the process?
It actually came from out of nowhere. I was I'm working for UPS right now, and I at the time I was at work that day, and I don't give a shout out to April Wade too as well, because
that's my fellow tennis coach, by the way. She coaches girls, I coach the guys, so I love me some April Wade. So
yeah, that's a good person right there.
Absolutely.
But she called me one day and told me Coach Taylor had stepped down, and she just asked me would I be interested in taking the job. Wow. Yeah, and when she initially called me, in my mind, I was just like, I would, but it wasn't something that was on my mind, and I didn't know for sure if Nash Central would even be on board with me not having a coaching position at the time, a head coaching position, and with me being as young as I was at the time. So I figured I didn't know exactly what direction they were trying to move in. So in my mind, it was kind of far-fetched. But once I talked to her and talked to Coach Mosley, I talked to a couple other people, and I heard it had been kind of some whispers about my name coming up about the job. I figured it might be a real situation. So in that time, I just kind of pursued it and reached out as many people as I could, and just trying to connect the dots and figure out what exactly I need to do and how I need to approach it to be able to take that job.
Awesome.
And it all kind of like I said, it all just rolled and rolled and rolled until it was all one big ball and just came into place.
That is awesome. Well, shout out to Coach Wade. Like I say, I spent a lot of time with her on the tennis courts. She on the girls' side, me on the guys' side, so I work with her a lot, and I coach her son Aaron, and so great kid. So what was it like after you accepted the position? I know you had a meeting with the players. What was it like stepping back on the campus as the head varsity boys basketball coach? I mean, you'll probably remember that feeling for a long time. What was that like when it was official?
Yeah, like Robby said, it really hasn't sunk in yet. I don't think it'll probably fully sink in until that first game. Probably. Maybe first practice, tryout, something like that. But like it's still, I haven't had. We haven't been able to get started with as far as too much activity as far as the team stuff yet. But like I said, it just still hasn't really sunk in. Like I know the magnitude of it, and I know the situation right now, but it still really hasn't sunk all the way in.
I got you.
Nash Central's head basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So you're sitting there at that meeting. You had an interest meeting from some of the players that plan to try out and plan to play. You know, being the new coach, what was your message to those guys that day? And also, what kind of style? Take us a little bit in, and like I say, I know you hadn't had the first practice and all, but what was your message to them? What has been your message to them as you communicate? And what kind of style do you see yourself bringing to Bulldog Nation?
Well, number one, basketball is going to be last. So I told them from day one, it's going to be, number one, you're going to do your classwork. We're going to graduate every player that we have. We're going to try our best to graduate every player.
Awesome. And
number two, we're going to teach you how to be a man. I got a couple of great guys on my coaching staff with the great Coach Russian, T.J. Walker, Brian Thomas, and also Carlton State, and also Jeremy Judd as well. I've talked to Jeremy a couple of times,
That's
but I haven't talked to him in a good little while face to face. But I know those guys and what they stand for as men, and like I said, from it's going to be schoolwork, and you're going to make sure all that's in line. And secondly, we're going to teach you how to be a man. It's bigger than basketball, and like he was saying earlier, those are some of the things that Coach Mosley taught us in school. Like you might have hated it as a kid, and you didn't fully understand it because you were still a kid in the mind. So, but like years later, as you go back and you look on it, you say, I see why he was telling me that, or now this really matters in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about that kind of stuff, because everybody's not gonna be fortunate enough to, as we know, to go to the NBA. Everybody's not gonna be fortunate enough to go play Division I basketball.
Right.
You know,
they're not. They'll be able to take away those lessons. They'll be able to apply them.
Yeah, that's right.
Success in life.
That's right, and that's the biggest thing for me though. In college, I learned. I ain't gonna say I learned, but one of the rules we had with our basketball team was we were the Catamounts. It was always called Catamount time, which means you had to be there 15 minutes early to everything. And as life goes on, that applies to everything. Like you going to meetings for an interview for a job, you going to meet somebody. You know, like anything can happen. If you planning on being early, you run into a little rinky dink, you'll still make it there on time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't dragging in 10 minutes late saying, "Oh, I was gonna be here on time." Right. But I ran into, if you give yourself the extra cut, it's just little stuff like that. Just learning to become a responsible young man.
Absolutely.
So, and like I said, basketball. To hit on that other point, basketball will definitely be important. But like I said, it'll be last. But like I haven't had a chance to get the team in the gym and really figure out exactly what we're gonna have. But hopefully we can have a team. We can play a little fast-paced, fast-break basketball. We can get up and down a little bit, but that's most certainly going to start on the defensive end as well, though. So like with defenses, and from watching high school basketball and being in high school basketball over the years, I know that offense is going to come, but it's not so much on the offense. If you have a good, solid, disciplined team on the defensive end and they lock in and they buy in, you're going to get a lot of opportunities on the offensive end, and that's where you're gonna make your bread at.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very, very impressed with that, because what I really like about what you say is, obviously you're a basketball coach, but you appreciate what prior coaches and men in your young life did for you and what they've instilled in you, and you want to be able to bring that same passion and same discipline to these young men here at the school, beyond basketball. Yes, you're hired to be a coach and win some ball games for us, but what you have the opportunity to instill in these young men, very, very impressed with that. So as we wrap things up, Coach Trey Sumler, brand new Nash Central High School varsity basketball coach, as we wrap up, looking to the challenge, and like I say, we'll probably have you in a little bit, maybe as the season progresses, and get some updates from you. Of course, I'll see you. What, Coach Trey, excites you the most about the challenge that lies ahead for you as you look at this? Because like you say, tryouts next week. don't really know what you got until you get it out on the court. But looking at the big picture, what excites you the most about this opportunity?
Just finding a way to perfect what I'm doing. I've never been one to really settle for I take that back. This is not good. But in school, I did settle. And I just wanted to get by with my grades. You know, I wanted to just stay eligible for.
Okay.
But any other aspect of my life, I will be truthful about it. But any other aspect of my life, as far as whether it was playing basketball, whether it was playing baseball, and you're playing football, whatever it was, even my job working at UPS, I always strive to figure out the most perfect or the best way that I could do my job. So with this job, it's just gonna be finding out whether it's breaking down film, helping with player development, or just like I said, just raising and seeing my players become men. Just having a player. I haven't had this happen to me yet, but hopefully I'll be able to raise somebody who's going down the wrong path and tell them a few things, and they come back to me 2-3 years down the road and them telling me how much I changed their life.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can really ask for. Like I said, I can't come into this job looking to. I'm trying to get me four D1 athletes this year. I'm trying to send for, because I know that may be hit or miss, but as far as becoming a man, graduating and stuff like that, that's stuff that we can always work on. That's stuff that we can guarantee no matter what your talent level is. But as far as being a coach, like I said, breaking down that film, player development, whatever it is, I just want to perfect it and just become the best coach and just improve each and every year. I want to see improvement, even if it's not even record-wise with how hard the team plays or whatever that may be.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you that the buzz around campus is very good. Very, very excited to have you, Robby.
I can just see why they chose Trey.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's
Absolutely.
got the
Yeah.
values in
Yes.
place.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I can say, as a guy sitting here 32, a lot of times we don't realize the experience that we've had in life, the ability that we have, the things that we have to give back, and to be able to sow into younger men's lives.
Yes.
And so I think it's going to be a great experience.
Yeah, and I'm just starting to realize that with the birth of my first son, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not just thinking about myself nowadays. It's I got some.
You already got him holding the ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah, all right. Just making sure we've got.
Everybody trying to put that football in his hand. I told them we're going the other direction.
On the side, maybe, but no, we're going to sleep with the basketball.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
right.
Sleep with the basketball.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Trey Sumler, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
I really wanted to have him on because I wanted people to see the type of man he is, the example he is, the type of coach that we are very fortunate to have brought to Nash Central. And Coach, I look forward to announcing games, and you and I are going to be working together a lot. I want to bring a new energy to the games as well. Getting the fans involved, the students involved. You and I can work on some ideas, and you'll be hearing me yelling throughout the gym a lot in the next few years, announcing games for you. So I'm really excited to have you,
Yes.
and congratulations
Thank you.
on being hired. Coach Trey Sumler, new Nash Central High School boys varsity basketball coach, has been our guest. And when we come back, we'll get back into the birthdays and anniversaries and much more here on the Live Morning Show, presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet. Stay with us.